all my crafty friends. Nana K here with NanaKDesigns.com and the Altered Book Nook. Um, I made it through surgery. For those of you who have not heard from me since I had the surgery, I've made it through. I've spent a couple of days relaxing, but I've also been over here at the shop doing a few things. Pain has been very minimal. Doctor's done a very good job. I feel like I am really on a path to recovery. So here I am. I think I'm going to try to go back to videoing and getting things ready and doing things with all my friends out here in the video world, and the craft world. I was working on using greeting cards to make some signatures. And I first started out and they felt like they were getting too fat or whatever. But anyway, I decided to keep plugging along. This is the one I was working on my last video. You guys, I hope you've seen the last video. If you hadn't, go back and look. It'll be in my playlist under the altered greeting cards. But this is the one I've done. I've done 3 pages or 3 cards, and then I've added some extras. So here's where we are. I've got this front page done, and when I open it up, I have put a pocket here with a tag. Excuse me. I'm about to have a swallow my coffee this morning. Also, please just excuse all this mess on my desk. I've got everything kind of cluttered in a huddle here, and it's all I can do just to sit down and craft. I can't really do a whole lot of cleaning. But anyway, here we go. I put a pocket on the side. Of course, the pocket kind of matches the front. There's a semi-large pocket. I've dressed it up a little bit with a vintage stamp and some advertising and a butterfly. Gotta have my butterflies. Then I've got a tag, which is in the kit of the Winter Blooms kit. And I just made it a simple writing spot because, of course, it's a journal and we want spots to write on. I've tried to make the tag topper where it doesn't stick out above it. But if it does, it doesn't matter. But I did try to deliberately make it that way. Then I added something that's new that you haven't seen. I added coffee stain paper in here. And I've just dressed this corner up a little bit. It's not a full tag or anything, but there's a lot of writing spot here. And I put the lace on it as well. And then on the back side, I've made another writing spot, which we're going to be making a tag for. I'm trying to look at my tags that are already done and see what I want to do here. I haven't decided what tag, and I don't want anything extremely large, so it may be cut down. But anyway, that's what I'm working on. I want a tag in there, and I want a decent size width. And I might just do a large journal card. I haven't quite made up my mind, but that's what we're working on. But anyway, that's what this is, the writing spot. But it opens up to a really large writing spot. I am going to go in today and design some clip art with the pansies in my system and cut some of them out to just give it a little bit of intrigue here so that there's not just the blank paper. I do like to dress up my paper just a little bit. Nothing large though, because you want a lot of writing spot. And it folds and trifold like that, as you see. Pocket, open up, open up. When this closes, you've got another pocket again with writing spot here and a tag with writing spot on the back. And I didn't make this real thick. And again, I made it so the ribbon put on hangs down instead of poking up. All right, also, one more thing that's added to this is there is a pocket here, and we're going to put a tag in there. Okay. The other greeting card, I haven't finished anything else on that, but I did add a second coffee stain sheet, and I've started doing a little bit of stenciling on it and designing it a little. And then I made a beautiful doily. We'll just put a doily in the center just for something to have some hands on, and I've decorated it, and then it opens up to a small writing spot on the side. So that's where I am. The middle, I'm going to keep it really simple. I printed 2 beautiful vellum pockets that match. And I will have 2 great big journal cards in the center of the book, of the this particular signature. So we still got to decorate the back area, but guys, that's where I'm at so far. I've got to put my lace on this back last piece of, I think it's probably 2. Let me make sure. I think I might have to put lace on 2 pieces of the coffee dye. Yeah, here and here. I got to get the lace put on the back 2 pieces. But that's where I'm at so far. And if you guys want to hang out with me a little bit, you can see what I'm going to do. I'm not going to make the video very long. Just wanted to let you guys know that I was out of surgery. And since I've got you here, you can just kind of watch me piddle around a little bit. Yeah, I'm calling it piddling today. Because that's about all I can do. A few minutes or a little while, and then it's back off to the house to rest a little bit. But I've already printed, so I've already poked out or die cut some of my lace. And I'm trimming it down to fit now. And I am going to save a few of these little pieces for some of my stackables. So I've got a little bucket over here that they go in. What are you guys doing? I hope that you guys will make me some comments. Let me know how you're doing. I want to say thank you for all the prayers. I do know specifically that some of my viewers sent prayers up while I was going through the surgery, and I want to thank you specifically for doing that. I really appreciate that. And I had one that wrote me and told me she was thinking of my whole family, and I really appreciate that. I love my followers very much. And I hope to do a whole lot more for you guys. I've been promising to get some kind of freebies into the coffee site, and I am going to get that done. Hopefully now that I'm past this major surgery and on the mend. And hopefully I don't overdo myself and have to go through this again. I'm hoping. But so far, everything seems to be good. I've been amazed at the fact that I have not been in severe pain. And that has been wonderful because I don't like pain, but I do have a high tolerance of pain. And in the meantime, I still have a cat that has not had her kittens, and she's starting to worry me because her belly is dragging the floor. And now I'm really worried that she was so young she can't have these kittens. So we may be off to the vet with her. She's one of my little ferals that's I've kind of befriended. Again, I'm the only one that can even get near her, but now she wants to be under my feet. And unfortunately, she is here in my shop. And I'm not happy with her having to stay in my shop. But I do not want her to have these kittens somewhere that I can't get my hands on them. Because anybody that has feral cats know that if you ever get a feral brood or a feral, I guess what they're called pride, a feral pride going, it is hard to catch kittens and get them fixed. And we just do not need any more feral cats in this neighborhood. My daughter's got one that's got kittens, and she left her yacht parked in the yard. They haven't put it in the water in quite a while, and the that cat has had kittens somewhere in her yacht, and she has no idea where it is. She's trying to find them because we've just got too many. I think we've had a total of. She's got, we don't know how many she's got, but we're assuming 4 or 5, and I've got 10 already, plus this one that's getting ready to have them. So we've got way too many cats, plus the neighbors got cats, so too many cats. I also noticed on the news, on the local news, that they were begging for people to adopt cats at the shelter because the shelter has got so many. So I'm like, well, I guess I can't call a shelter to come get these like I had planned on. I don't know what we're going to do. It's funny. I have a motel that I run also, and we've had feral cats there for years. And they really got to the point, well, I've got one little elderly lady that I have an extended stay policy with her. And unfortunately, she doesn't want to abide by the pet rule. But because she's 80-some years old, I do not want to throw her out. But she has ended up dragging quite a few cats up, and she lets them in her apartment when they're not supposed to be. And I'm having a time there and a time here, and I'm a cat lover, but after a while you just get too many, and that's where we are, and I'm getting really frustrated with cats. So I don't understand why the animal control people constantly tell us we can't come get them. Well, that's your job. Your job is to control an animal population, and we are not seeing that. And I guess that's what we're seeing everywhere. People don't understand what our tax dollars pay for. And I know sheltering's hard, and I know it's a lot, but let's just don't get into that. I'm just frustrated about all the kind of things that's going on in this country. It is ridiculous. Our country is just in such a mess. And I definitely don't want to talk politics on the here. That is for sure. I wish I could just forget it for a while, but it is hard to escape, especially when you go to the grocery store. Oh, my Lord, it's hard to escape what's going on in our country. Oh, by the way, I live in America, everybody, if you didn't know that. I would think that you can tell by the way I talk that I'm a little Southern girl. All right, so I got that piece on, and I'm just kind of inking it up a little. It's a little different because I don't have anything covering this edge, but hey, it looks good to me. And it's just kind of fun, the fact that maybe I'm going to be able to use these greeting cards for something. I just was getting to the point, I didn't know if I was ever going to be able to use up all these greeting cards. I think I've got my book upside down. I do. On my signature. All right, so I've got that one done. Let's see what the last one is. We've got to do this one. And then I'm done with the lace, with my imitation lace, my paper lace, which I will love. I've decided I really love paper lace. Hey, I go through fads. This might be a temporary fad. I might do a lot of lace for a while, and then I won't do it again for a long time. But you'll see that with me. I go through fads, spells of liking something and then going away from it. Like the Altered Books, I've decided that is my favorite, but I am about ready to put together a designer journal with one of my kits. I think I was going to do another Altered Book with the Burgundy Tranquility, but I've decided I'm just going to do a designer kit with that one, or a designer journal. Okay, I just said something that you may not be familiar with, but it's in a couple of my videos. We have a hard time in the journal world, or lately, distinguishing between a junk journal and a journal that's got digital kits in it. Well, I've decided to call the journals that have digital kits in it designer journals. That's my term that I've come up with. So when I say a designer journal, that's exactly what I'm speaking of, is a journal that was made from a kit using one of the printed digital download kits that you can buy anywhere on the internet, all over the place, which could possibly include 12x12 pads too, but not specifically. Usually if you're using a 12x12 pad, I'm calling that a junk journal myself. I don't know about other people, but that's my distinction between a junk journal and a regular journal, is using the digital kit as my base. So that's what I mean when I say I'm about ready to do a designer journal. I am about ready to print my kit and put it together from scratch. All right, that's another thing. I've got to decide what kind of cover I want to do on this. All right, I am having a time lining these up. My eyes do not want to work this morning. Bear with me, guys. I'm getting ready to do a pretty card or something, so you ain't got to see something besides me putting lace on. I know you're getting bored right this second, so let's just ink this up, and that edge has got to be undone again. I'm sorry, guys. I made it slide. Trying to rush it along. And I think the paper stretches a little bit when it gets really wet with that wet glue. So maybe it'll shrink on right there. That's better. That's another thing I'm missing, my little fella. Missing my grandbaby. He's having to stay with his mom and daddy because I can't tend to him right now, and he still doesn't understand the grandmama cannot pick him up. So he's home, but he may be coming home this weekend. Granddaddy said something yesterday about going to get him but then his daddy said that they had a stomach virus, and they certainly can't bring that to me. So I'm hoping he's well enough he can come home for the weekend and stay with me. And two of my granddaughters, I'm probably going to bring them to help me do some cleaning because I can't do a thing in my house. I can't lift anything over about a pound, the daughter said, for about 2 more weeks. I can't even lift up anything that even weighs a pound. Oh, it's terrible. Terrible being incapacitated to some degree. My coffee dye paper right here had some, oops, that's the wrong color. I grabbed the wrong color right to start with. Let me pull this off a minute. Put this one back on for a second. And so I'm just kind of making little, I don't know where these little stains, little black edges come through. They made it look unique, but it's not something I had planned on. I don't know where it come from or what caused it, but anyway, I've got these strange little things, and I'm probably going to come in here and do some stenciling around this edge. Let me see if I got a stencil right quick and see what we can do with it. Well, I got this pretty scallop that kind of matches that, so I think that's what we're going to do. I think I'm going to do this at the top of this. Let me see if I can get it kind of even. I want it kind of in the center. Excuse me if my head gets in, guys. I'm sorry. Yep, I'm going to put some stencil on just those three, I think, at the top and the bottom. Let's just see how it looks. You know what? Let's do it the smart way instead of the lazy way. Let's move all the rest of the book out of the way. And let's move the rest of the book out of the way so that we can get a flat surface here to work on. But I'm sure all you guys know how to do a little bit of stenciling. Well, I would hope you do. If not, here we go. All right, so that is my fold line right there. So let's go this way just a little bit. I'm hoping I'm centering it. And if I'm not going to worry about it. I will remember this journal as the journal from my surgery, so it will be far from perfect. Which all my journals are far from perfect, but they're perfect for me because it's the way I designed them. Oh, that looks nice. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see if we can line this one up about the same. Hopefully. I'm trying to eye it. Okay. I think I could learn to really like stenciling at some point in my life. I don't do a lot of it right now, but I think I'm really learning to like it. Okay, now let's just do on this edge. Let's not do anything. We might end up putting a pocket or something on here, a flip out. So I don't want to do a lot, and I don't want to tulip because this is strictly a pansy journal. And on this one, I think I'm going to come down the side with just as pretty, but I want it even. I don't want an odd amount, and I don't want that daisy. So no, that's not going to work because I said daisy at the bottom. All right, so let's just let that be for the stenciling on that one page. And I have to be very careful to get everything back in line on this book because it is set up so it folds right in the order that it's in. All right, so let's take a look at it at the center. We need to make 2 large journaling cards to the center fold. I don't want them real thick. I don't want a lot more puffiness because we don't want to get an alligator. Now this will all line up much better once I stitch these closer to the center, but we just don't want it to puff up any more than it already is. So let's see about what we want. We're probably going to want a 4 by 6 most likely. Let me see. All right, 6 inches. Yep, a 4 by 6 card is what we want. I wish I had some I wish I already had some cards that were that size, but I don't have any. So we're going to have to make it. So I'll be right back in a few minutes here. Okay, in my stash, which was right up here, I have this particular printed sheet, and if you notice, it's got lines on it. I think I'm going to try to make my 2 cards for here with that. It's got this pretty design on it. So I'm just going to kind of look at the, well, let's cut the white off. If I get the whites off, then I can get an idea more of how much I'm going to be able to keep of the design. Cut the white off the bottom. Hopefully everything is nice and straight when I get through. Guys, if you see me do anything really crazy, please understand I am on medication. If my voice sounds a little slurred or my speech gets a little crazy, again, I am on medication a little bit, not a lot. I am not a medication person. I don't like the feel that a lot of medication gives you. But I am on medication, so I may be a little batty at times. Please forgive me. I just felt like I had to keep my series, my videos going. I just did not feel like time was going to allow me to just lay in the bed for 3 months. No, excuse me, 3 weeks. Feels like 3 months have already gone by. All right, so I've got them broke down. And excuse my jabbering. I'm sorry. I do a lot of jabbering. All right, that's broke down. And I want the teacup. I definitely want the teacup to stay as part of the design. So, because this is the main part, but you do want some writing. So let's look at it. If we're going to do 6 inches, so we're going to start with a 6 inch from the bottom. That's going to cut this card off right about at this line right here. Okay. And then if we're going to do 4 inches this way, again, wanting to make sure the coffee cup stays in, or the teacup, we're going to come over approximately right here. So that's what the card design is going to be cut there. And I'm going to cut both of them in that same manner. So I'm going to turn the other one over. Let me look at it. I want the vase of flowers to stay, so I'm going to cut this one over this way. Right, and I'm going to try to cut them both at the same time. My markings are there. I lost my marking on this side. Let me see. There it is. Let me make it all the way to the edge. Okay, there's my marking there. All right, so let's put it on the cutter. I'm having to do it face down so it'll catch everything. All right. All right, the first piece I'm going to cut is the 6 inch. I'm going to put it right there, and I'm going to cut it there. Okay, that width's smooth enough, and I'm going to save these to go in my stackables. And now the other one, I'm going to keep this edge here. Will the coffee cup stay in? There is the line right there. This should give us our 2 cards exactly the same size. Then all we got to do is put our backing on them. That should be 4 by 6. Okay, so there's our 2 cards. Stackable paper. All right, let's just make sure before we stop. That card's going to fit in there perfectly. And that card's going to fit in there perfectly. That looks nice. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go put the book aside. We've got them the right size. I don't want to work on top of the book. And I do work on top of the book when I'm not videoing, guys, but I don't want to confuse you. I want you to be able to see my dirty mat. It has gotten so stained now that it's not even cleanable. And if I was to take bleach and try to clean it, it would erase my lines, and that would, you know, defeat the whole purpose of my mat. I have to have those lines. All right, let's start with the one on this side. All right, and we want I don't want a really heavy card, but I'm going to do 2 layers. Both of these are printed on the 32-pound professional grade paper, so it's not going to be extremely thick, but it's going to be thick enough that it's not going to bend and tear, hopefully. All right, so I'm just going to take my glue stick and go ahead and glue my bottom. I have to find a piece of book paper that I can use so that I don't make a mess. That's a joke, right? I may not make a mess, but that's okay. Y'all can laugh at me. I don't mind. I'll be the clown today. I'm so glad you guys decided to visit me. If you're new to my channel, I hope you'll like and subscribe. I'm a little more organized in some videos than I am this one. I really just popped over here and decided just to do this. I had not made any plans to do this. I had not pre-planned what I was going to do other than what was in my head when I left here yesterday. And I just wanted to show you I was still, even though I'm out and about, we're somewhat down and out. I'm not going to say I'm totally down and out. It'd be hard to get me down okay totally down and out. But I'm somewhat down and out, so I wanted to show you what I was doing while I'm supposed to be recuperating. All right, so now next step. You guys know the routine. We got journal paper on the back of the card. I'm going to cut down the line, or the fold, or the glue over, or whatever. We're going to turn that. All right, brain, think of the right words to say. Anyway, cut that out the best you can. All right, so there's the card. Like I say, now it's going to curl a little bit. We're not going to fight with it. It is going to curl a little because it's wet glue underneath. The way I'll resolve that is I come in and I press really hard with my bone folder. I really like this. You know, I was using a paint scraper, guys, and I got this from Temu, and I love it. Needs cleaning, but I love it. I got to flatten it out a little bit. When it dries, it'll be a little bit harder. I'm going to come in with my large corner rounder. I'm going to make these corners pretty and round. Okay, so now we've got journaling spot on the back, and we've even got journaling spot on the front. Now, you could come in with a label and a small saying, like some word art, if you have something you liked. I wouldn't put a lot, but that's me. Do whatever you want. I got the word here that says kindness. That's kind of cute. I just don't want to take too much away from my design, which that bottom corner is cute like that. And I'm going to do it. I don't know why. I just decided to do that. Not necessary, but just a little added something. Kindness is important. It says a good or benevolent nature or disposition. I hope to learn to be more kind as I get older. I've noticed I'm a little grumpier as I've gotten older, so I need to practice kindness a little more. And maybe one more thing. You know it, guys. I can't resist the butterflies, right? I don't want a great big one, and I don't think I've got any small ones left. I think all I have is large butterflies. Yeah, but that's so cool. He's a sticker. That one's too shiny. That's a sticker of some sort, and I don't want to use that. Although I like the purple, but I can use another color. I don't have to have purple. But that one looks good. All right. Let's get our stuff back out of the way. All right, I'm going to ink his edge a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Get some purple in there on that black. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I am edging that out a little with some purple. I'm going to put him right there because the cup's on this side, so I'm doing kind of asymmetrical. All right, let's go sideways a little. All right, and something I not always, a lot of times do. I take my marker, my little thin pen here, and I draw antennae on my butterflies. And sometimes I sign my name at the bottom, like that. Just sometimes, not always, when the notion strikes me. Okay. So there is our first one. Let's open it up. Like I say, it's going to dry flatter in a few minutes. If not, we'll put it in the press. Yes, I do have a press. That's going to go on that side. Oh, one other thing. I see one other thing. It's got to have edging here. Not a lot, but I want just a little bit of stained edging here. Just a tiny bit, just to give it a little Well, mostly to hide the white spot, but there's not really a white spot because I use printed paper that kind of covered the white. But there we go, just a little. And you can always come in with a little bit here and there like that. That's up to you. Now, I will go back and stick this one in where it belongs, and we'll work on the other one. So that one is complete. All right, now for this one, let's get another piece of paper. I hope I have another piece printed. I do. Piece already cut, so we don't keep wasting our full sheets, because I like the full sheets for, there we go, there's a piece of the sheet. I don't want to waste it. All right, piece of book page here. Make sure there's no glue in it. I am really starting to use this Yoo-Hoo a lot. I sure hope it doesn't let me down and break loose later. I think I'm going to have to go make me some breakfast after we get these 2 cards on, guys. 31-minute video so far. Not too long. All right, let's get that one aside. Alright, same technique, nothing different. You just get to watch me. I hope I'm not boring you to death. Like I said, we're not making this real thick. So what I mean by real thick, real hard card, I did not put the cardstock behind it. That's the only thing I'm doing different. Because this is kind of heavy paper, I'm keeping it a little flatter so that we don't end up with a lot of alligator mouth on the signatures. But it's still got enough firmness you'll be able to sit it down and write on it. Okay, there's that card. All right, same technique again. Writing paper in my drawer. I'll let my grandgirls come over here and help me clean this shop up, and I might just do a little video tour of my work area so you guys will understand when I'm turning around backwards and moving around why. I've got glue here and I have got to try to get it off. I don't want it to, it's going to stain a little. I don't know where it comes from. I think it came off my desk here, but that's why I try to be careful about the glue getting on parts that's going to be exposed. Okay, but I think that's good right there. Might be a little shiny, and if I don't like it later, I'll come in and put a beautiful piece of floral clip art there. But I believe we got it off. I'm hoping we did. Looks like I did. All right. All good. My floor's a mess right now. It's got all this tiny stuff from cutting out the, uh-oh. Still wet. Dry a second more. When you don't get that nice click, you know it's still wet. All right, so we've got the corners done. Now let's decide what we're going to put on this one, if we can find something. Just something small, maybe another dictionary word. That says fairies. We can be anything we want to be if we stick with it. Stick to it long enough is what it says. Not sure. I think I want to see if I can find another. I like the word go outside. I do kind of like that. So that's a possibility. I'm not going to use the word daffodil. That wouldn't quite work here. There's another word, joy. Yeah, I like that one. The feeling. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to put that right there. I like the word joy. I could use some joy in my life right now. Which I do have joy. I have you guys. I'm talking about. I got a lot of joy just having you guys here with me today. Okay, I found another purple one, which is unusual. I go that way with it. Okay. And I might not because I don't really want it to show. I think I might want it going that way. This one's already going to the center. And if we put this one here, we're going to have two different butterflies in the center. I'm trying to think. Nothing wrong with that. Let's do it asymmetrically just because that's what I like. And I'm going to move this joy up a little higher out of the flowers. I don't want to get rid of my, and just color it a little bit. More purple here on this edge. Yep, I'm humming. It's a good sign. Oh my goodness, I woke up about 5 o'clock this morning. And my husband moved my bed downstairs to my living room. And I have a back door that goes into a fenced play yard for my grandson. And I got up and opened that door at 5 o'clock this morning. Oh my goodness, the birds that were singing was just so amazing. It still wasn't even really a sun up, and these birds were just singing outside my door. I could not believe how pretty they were this morning, early this morning. Maybe I'm going to leave it low on this one. No, I want something above the pocket. I don't know, for some reason I'm really just liking that, going that way, and that's the way I'm going to go with it. I don't know, just have no idea why. Okay. Just because I can. Okay. All right. It is curling. I'm going to flatten it again. Try to get that curl out as it's drying. Okay. You see, it's still kind of thick, even though it's not got the cardstock in it, guys. Just want to show you that. Let's go ahead and stain our edge. Like I say, I don't want a lot of stain, just a little. Give it some distinction. Nice journaling cards, nice area to write on. And again, you can take clip art and decorate the back if you wish to on your cards, or your tag, whatever you decide to put in. I think we're done on that one too. I think it's lovely. So that means our centerfold on this signature is done. We are, all right, you see that? All right, I don't know if you're catching it, but this is curling. I did not get glue on that corner. I'm going to come in with my glue stick and glue that corner again. And press it down with my sharp fingernails. You press it down whatever you need to if yours does that, but make sure that you test those kind of things. Because this is made of vellum, so I did not put a piece behind it because it would have shown. So the pockets are delicate on this one. All right, so guys, that's what we're going to do on this video today. When you come back later, I'm going to go make us some breakfast. I'm going to clean up a little bit of this mess that I've made, and I've lost my pen again. I thought I laid it right there, but hey, it disappeared on me. So I'll have to get a new one. It's probably on this floor, and I cannot bend over to get it. So we're going to have to just stick something in there for the time being. I've already got one that doesn't even have a pin in it. This one might be too small, but I'm going to stick it in there just for now so that when I come back, my glue is not tough. There you go. It works okay. We'll stick it in there. It's not pretty, but anyway. All right, so that's got that for right now. When we come back, we will probably work on these 2 pages. All right, guys? So this is Nana Kay saying thanks for watching. Go find them greeting cards. Again, as I told you in the initial video of using the greeting cards, different sizes would give it a nice intrigue. So don't feel like you've got to have the exact same size greeting card to do these signatures. You can have different sizes, and you can actually go in and add make it like a junk journal. If you do not want to use a printed kit, do it as a junk journal. Go get your 12 or 12 sheets out and your odd papers and put your signatures together, because this is kind of a combination here of a designer journal and a junk journal, because I've got some of all different things in here. So anyway, here we go. We're one of those mixture types. So altered greeting card journal. That's what we're working on, guys. So this is Nana Kay saying I'll see you again in a little bit. This is the second video. Be sure you watch the first one. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.